Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, still a gadget, but a kitchen gadget for a change. Hi guys, it's Claire here from Gadget and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different but still gadgety. More of a kitchen gadget. We're talking about the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. Let me give you a bit of backstory. I love my Philips air fryer, and time again I have recommended the air fryer to anyone who will listen. I will admit, I'm of a certain age where kitchen appliances become important, and after a year where the world has been stuck at home and taken an interest in cooking, not only does air frying or air fryers or do air fryers make things easier, they're also maybe a bit of a healthier option rather than frying food. But I've also got to admit that I have a Thermomix, which I was made to believe was one of the best kitchen appliances you will ever own, and one you will never ever be able to live without. Ours broke down in the middle of the pandemic, so we managed to live without it. I then heard about this gadget that everyone raved about, known as the Instant Pot, and thought I'd have to give this a try. Little did I know that they developed something called an Instant Pot Duo, which not only was a pressure cooker, but then an air fryer as well. So it kind of answered all my prayers where kitchen gadgets were concerned. In fact, 11 functions in one, and 11 functions in one kind of, is everything that you kind of need. And I have to admit that this did not disappoint. So the genius behind the design is actually in the lids. You get two different types of lids. You use the pressure cooker lid to pressure cook, saute, steam, slow cook, and something called sous vide, which I've never used, and to keep food warm. Or you swap over to the air fryer lid and you air fry, roast, grill, and even dehydrate. The Instant Pot Duo Crisp pressure cooker creates this closed environment where steam builds up in a tightly sealed pot, and that in turn causes the internal temperature to rise and pressure to increase, and that cooks your food. That's how a pressure cooker works, and that's how the Instant Pot works. I just want to note that when the Instant Pot Duo Crisp is under pressure, this float valve at the top here rises, and the pot is sealed and you can't open it, so nothing's going to happen from a safety perspective. Then there are really only two ways you can release pressure once the Instant Pot Duo Crisp has finished pressure cooking. The recipe you're following will give you directions on what method you're supposed to use. There's a quick release where you push down, or there's a natural release where the pot just sits on a keep warm function, which is in the front here, and the steam releases on its own in its own time. What I thought was great about the Instant Pot were things like warnings on the display. Initially, yes, I panicked, but once you figure out where you've gone a bit wrong, you're kind of grateful to be told that you've burnt the bottom of your food, or that the Instant Pot kind of beeps at you saying you need to switch me off. However, that usually happened when I wasn't really following a recipe correctly, or just ad-libbing, or maybe didn't put enough water in. You have to be quite, maybe a bit more careful when you're doing things, so you don't end up spoiling your whole dish. I also have to make mention that my husband and I reluctantly ate a whole chicken that we'd cooked from frozen in less than an hour, 40 minutes to be exact. So if you're not prepared and you need to whip something together, this gadget is pretty much a lifesaver. But it was cooked and it was delicious. So let's talk about the air fryer function on the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. You can switch out the lids and you have a completely different appliance, which, super clever. Although it's called an air fryer does not fry. It does precisely the opposite. It crisps food with little to no oil. Instead, it uses heating element and a fan to circulate hot air around your food, turning the Instant Pot into a mini convection oven. There are a few things to consider about the air fryer part of this duo though. Capacity is a little bit limited, so if you want large quantities of food to be cooked, you're going to have to do it in batches. So if you're a big family, that might not be the right size for you. But what's great about this one compared to what we have, or our other air fryer, is it chimes halfway through. The only other problem is the air fryer lid is heavy, so you need to be careful when you move it, especially when it's hot. The Instant Pot Duo Crisp is priced at around 5,000 to 5,500 Rand depending on where you shop. But if you're looking at buying an air fryer, I would definitely be the one to tell you, yes, go for it. But I would be the one to nudge you in the direction of maybe looking at the Duo Crisp if you've got the budget, because you then, on top of all of that, have a slow cooker, an air fryer, a pressure cooker. There's just so many more options. And I do really wonder how I ever lived without one before. I mean, I just constantly am using it. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I have some lacquer videos coming up soon. Check out my box below, and I'll see you next time. World has been stuck at home and taken an interest in So then I heard about, and I thought I'd have to give this a try. Little